So I hear you like to play games.
Yes. Yes, I like all of the game console clones.
Well, maybe saying I like all of them is not quite correct. I do like reviewing them for this channel for you guys to help you weed out the terrible ones. But sometimes there is one that you look forward to, you see early previews of it, and you think that it's going to arrive, and it just doesn't arrive. It's almost like you're doing something that takes forever. Nothing like waiting at the DMV. I think that guy's going to be there a while. Almost like as long as we've waited for this, the R50S. This thing was supposed to come out May of 2024, not June of 2025. In fact, our Discord friend Hackaround had this. He had an early copy of this since he supports custom firmware. And he got one from the factory months before that. He even did a video, so you can go check that out. But I was never able to acquire this. I didn't see it anywhere until about a month ago it showed up. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but I see it now. It's on there. You can purchase it. So we're going to finally, after all this time, take a look at and do an unboxing and review of the game console R50S. This is a beautiful blue console. It looks like originally it wasn't going to be transparent, so we're kind of good we got that. But anyways, remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. Anyways, let's hop in and check out the long-awaited R50S from Game Console. There's nothing quite as bad as breaking down when your car gives out and you are just stranded. You really need to know that you have the support of someone that can have your back. That's why I go to Deadfred Auto Parts. Check out Deadfred Auto Parts. Let's take a look.
Yeah. I bet you are here for auto parts.
That's why I use Deadfred.
Oy vey indeed. He was a happy customer. Anyways, come check out. No, wait, I'm not an owner of an auto parts store, one called Deadfred Auto. I don't know. Hey, Deadheads, welcome back to the channel. Or welcome to the channel for the first time, new Deadheads. Today, we're going to take a look at. And guys, this is a skinny box. I mean, when I first got the package, it was so long and thin, I wasn't even sure that this is what I was getting. But my God, look at a skinny box, which kind of gives us a little foreshadowing to the handheld itself. Now, this is a nice box. I really like this blue. This blue color pops in the picture, and the front of this is really nicely designed. This is an R50S, as you can see it shows here. We do have the game console logo there. And again, we have the typical R line of packaging here that we're used to seeing. But I really like the way the white and blue pops here. We do have our eye protection here. And then if we look around the side of this, we do have our game console logo. And then we have information about the screen. I'm glad they put that on here because this is a 5.1 inch screen with an 854 by 480 pixel resolution, a 16:9 resolution. So looking around the rest of the side, there is the colorways. And so we do have three colorways here, transparent black, the transparent blue that we got, and then the white here. And then flipping this over to the bottom, and we do have our typical sticker here with the information. And the information here, it is a Rockchip 3326, 1 gig of RAM. Again, the 5.1 inch IPS, which is an 854 by 480. We do have Wi-Fi support, though you have to put a dongle in it. It's not built in. And a 4200 milliamp hour battery, which is really good for this size model. So let's get the box open. And inside we have the console, and we'll take that out of the way. And then we have a little plastic tray here, as always. Moving the tray out of the way, and we do discover, yes, no surprise, a USB cable. So we do have a USB-C to A cable, typical. By now, we kind of expect this cable when it's a Rockchip 3326. Looking lower, we do have a screen protector along with the stuff with it. It's kind of flimsy, so not a really great one, but it will protect from scratches at the least. And then we have a manual. Now this manual is interesting because it doesn't have like a front page, or it doesn't have where it shows the name of this on the front page, although it does reference R50S. So kind of odd, kind of an odd manual. Not in Mandarin, it's all in English, so that's kind of interesting as well. But it does have a lot of information there for that. And as usual, the manual can be a good source if you have some questions. But let's get all of this put back in here and put up. And then let's move on to the next section, and let's actually take a look at the handheld itself. Again, just as I show some more footage of this box, it's just a nice skinny box. It's so nice and skinny. Anyways, let's try and see what the handheld feels like. Hey guys, Deadfred here. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to take a moment and share with you this awesome cover for our Miyoo Flip. Have you tried the Miyoo Flip? Now, some of you are getting broken hinges, but for those of you who are not, like me, I've had 3 of these and none of them have broke. This is a silicone cover that just really makes it better. It adds a little lanyard. It's really awesome. It was sent to us by our friends at AliExpress. I wanted to just kind of show this off. You can use my coupon codes in the description to save more, but this is a nice little thing you can add to your Miyoo Flip. Hopefully the manufacturing will get better. Again, I've had 3 of these with no issues, but I've seen that some of you all have had issues, so yeah, it's a real thing. But if you get a good one, hey, you might want to check out this silicone cover, which I think adds a lot of value to your Miyoo Flip. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for checking out the channel. Back to the show. All right, getting the handheld out, and the very first thing that I notice about the handheld is just how small and light it is. It really is compact. The box did foreshadow that, and we have a compact feel to it. Now, if I was to say immediately what this reminded me of, if we think back to a year ago when Powkiddy released their RGB 10 Max 3, the non-pro one, I would say this is what it most closely mimics like that. It's just really surprising. This is a pretty good feeling build quality. Also, in person, seeing this blue, this is nice. I really like this translucent blue. The plastic feels really good. It's a little bit slick, but not overly slick like the 556. So we have a handheld that immediately feels not cheap. It's not loud when you rattle it or shake it around. It feels very comfortable to hold right away, but it is different, and it's a little different. But let's start testing the buttons. And yeah, the buttons are good. These are the typical buttons, so no surprise here. I can already tell that this is pretty much the same parts we're used to seeing in the actual R36 line, not the clones, but the actual R36. I do believe that this is from the factory that launched the R36S, because everything seems to point to that it's one of the originals. We'll probably see a K50S and probably see other ones like this if this sells well. But the buttons are good. Moving on to the D-pad. And the D-pad is good, and so glad that this D-pad has a pivot. After the most recent video, if you haven't seen it, go check out our video on the Trim UI Brick clone, which is an R36S and a Trim UI Brick shell. It had an awful D-pad. This D-pad is good. Good quality D-pad. When I say good, it's the R36 type D-pad. It's not the best kind of D-pad, but it's adequate. It works well. The sticks are up top, so kind of in line with like the Game MT E6. We do have these sticks up top, or the Steam Deck, which is kind of interesting. This is not a fabulous, or it's not really a streaming handheld, so kind of maybe for Portmaster, this might be good to have these sticks up top, but really kind of an interesting choice on a Linux-only handheld. But they are switch style. They do seem fine and adequate, so no problem with that. Moving around into the shoulder buttons, and we do have stacked instead of inline. This thing is very thin, although it has this curve here. So if they went with, inline shoulder buttons to keep it thinner, it would not have helped because they do have this nice ergonomics. So I'm glad they went with the stacked shoulders. Stacked shoulders are usually better overall, especially when you have these sticks up top. It does present a bit of a conundrum. It's very tight holding your thumbs on both sticks. So if I was playing something such as a PS1 racing game or something that has the double sticks, it's a real tight fit, a real tight hold here, which is not terrible, but it is different. It felt a little different. It took me a minute to get used to that. Looking around the rest, we do have 4 face buttons. We have a home, we have a start and a select, and we have a home and a function button. So we have like an extra button up there, which is really nice. This button right here does work to bring up the RetroArch menu, so I love that. It's set up already. Going around the rest of the I/O, it's all on the front here on the top. We have volume. We do have 2 USB-C ports. We do have a headphone hole, and then we have our reset and power button. On the bottom, we have a single SD card slot, but this is running a version of ArkOS, so it's not Emulec, it's ArkOS, so it's really good. So that does do it. Now the back has another surprise on here. Boom, look how big that sticker is. My God, it's the biggest sticker. But again, it's got this nice silvery look to it that contrasts well with this see-through blue. This thing is like Dallas Cowboys, anybody? Silver and blue. It looks good. I like it, holding it. It's fine. It is different. I did not like holding the RGB 10.3 Max, but this one is kind of okay. So, but let's get this thing fired up, take a look at the software, and kind of just test it out. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to take a moment to tell you about today's sponsor, AliExpress. They have their choice sales going on again, and there's excellent devices like this. Yes, guys, the Anbernic 406V. This is an awesome handheld with improved sticks. It can play up to PS2 and GameCube. It's got this beautiful high-res screen. We reviewed this and we liked it quite a bit. And now you can pick this up with our coupon codes at a significant discount. We want to thank our friends at AliExpress for supporting our channel and offering you guys such a great discount on all of their items. Anyways, let's get back to the video. All right, booting this thing up, we have our familiar logo screen, the R50S game console. This is ArkOS, which we love. So great job there. It is a version from March of 2025. I love that it shipped with this, and ArkOS is very much one of my favorites. This also has a really nice couple of themes that I have not seen before. As I show you here a little footage of this theme. It's a really interesting theme with a good color contrast. I like the way that it looks, and I'm looking forward to using this theme on some other of my handhelds. It is called the ES Theme Replica, and again, I really think it looks nice. We do have our normal tools section. So this is our typical ArkOS here. Again, a version from around March of this year, so it's not too old. Now, I was able to get my Wi-Fi dongle working to try to update this. I did not get an update, but if there is an update in the future, it should be able to update it. The sound on this thing is also really impressive. It is bottom firing speakers, so I was really happy to hear that. It sounds really good. As I was playing through some Game Boy Color here, I was really impressed with the way that it sounded, and I am just like really very impressed with this. So guys, as I started to play this, and I'll show footage and a little bit more of it, I've come to like this quite a bit. Testing the D-pad, I had to find out if having the buttons down here lower with the D-pad would be awkward. And playing Street Fighter on PSP, I was actually to pull off moves very easily, as you see some of the footage here. I surprised myself that holding this at the bottom with the grip back there and just the D-pad and the buttons actually works very well. Now, if I needed to reach up and get these shoulder buttons, that would be a little bit more different, but a lot of my street fighting technique just ignores those and plays on the 4-button setup, unless I'm on my classic with 6 buttons. But yeah, it kind of surprised myself. This is, again, giving me that same kind of feeling that I had when I first played the original R36S way back when. It's just, I'm picking it up, I'm finding myself playing it. I've told you guys before, sometimes I don't have clear explanations as to why I like something, and this is one of those. The screen is beautiful. It's only 480p, but it's really good. It looks nice. Now playing PSP on this looks great too. This is not a great PSP machine because we're still on a Rock Chip 3326, but for the games that it does play, it looks nice. This also is, Linux based, supports Portmaster, so you have a wealth of support here. Custom firmware. There's a lot of options for more custom firmware with the CPU having mainline Linux support. You just have a good package here. This thing's running at about $45 to $50, which I think is great because, again, it's a bigger screen and a small package that's somewhat pocketable. Yeah, guys, this is a win. Maybe I've just tried too many that have been disappointing lately, and that's why this one feels so good. Maybe you'll say, Deadfred, you're crazy. This is not a great handheld. But I like it. I like it so far. So let's wrap this review up and talk about it. This is a beautiful, well-built, nice feeling, nice sized, nice weight handheld with ArkOS out of the box with the Rockchip 3326, which has lots of custom firmware, with a screen that is nice and bright, looks great, speakers in the front bottom firing that are loud and clear, that is just pretty darn good. And it's hard to get me excited about handhelds in these categories nowadays. This is one of them. So guys, that's what I think. I want to hear your comments. What do you think from seeing the footage here? Have you heard about this one? Go check out Nick. He reviewed this earlier, and I was excited. I didn't watch a whole lot of his review because I didn't want to be too influenced, but I know that he was kind of excited about it in a way too. It took a long time for this to come out. There's another video I have out called an R50S. That handheld is not good. That is not a good one. And it's kind of interesting how this one is also called the R50S, but this is the game console R50S that I would recommend. Well, guys, remember to hug your loved ones and love your hugged ones because tomorrow is never promised. We'll see you next time, Deadheads. Deadfred out.